I mean, there's really no other way to say this. The Lakers have their hands full. They have the defending champs. They are led by the MVP favorite. And in game one, they limited Shea, but doing that has its own trade-offs, BG.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers came into game one with a anybody but Shea mentality. They loaded up to him, got the ball out of his hands early, and forced somebody else to make plays. And I get it. I understand the thinking. I understand the game plan. You can see here a lot of attention on a Shea drive, easy pass, easy little hook shot for Hartenstein, Dirk. But the problem is Oklahoma City is so uniquely built to punish that strategy. I mean, Shea makes the right read. You're scrambling. So for me, it's not so much about the decision to get the ball out of Shea's hand. It's what do you do after that, right? Can you scramble back? Can you plug the gaps a little bit more? Can you load up and give whoever that is coming off of Shea a little bit more time? Because as you saw, Oklahoma City had a lot of time to knock down some shots, and they made them pay. But with Oklahoma City, you have to take away something. If everything's important, nothing's important. So I understand the game plan.
Yeah, I like the game plan. I mean, OKC looked rattled at times a little bit. They turned the ball over 16 times. Shea had 7 turnovers. So I didn't mind it. I think the Lakers turned it over 18 times themselves, and they got to shoot a little better. I think that's the biggest issue. I think they stopped as much as they can with that defensive ability the Lakers have. They did a good job on defense, and they scrambled it up. They junk it up like they always do, get the ball out of their hands. They didn't send Shea to the free throw line. So I thought overall they did a lot of things right and good, but on offense, they got to play a little better, make some shots, and less turnover themselves.
Well, yeah, speaking of that, we got to talk about Austin Reaves. It is worth saying that he just returned from his oblique injury, but in game one, he missed 13 of 16 shots, including all 5 of his threes. What do you make of his struggles?
Well, part of this is obviously coming back, and this is a tough team to come back against, and obviously playing one-on-one basketball. They're the second team. They're ranked second in the NBA in one-on-one. The Lakers run a lot of guard-to-guard screens. They run a lot of ghost screens to get those matchups for Austin. Obviously, when you're talking about a team that's going to guard you and be physical with you, your conditioning comes into play. So some of those open threes that he might have made earlier in the season, I think those things were a little bit tougher for him. But if I look at him today and I'm going in this game, you don't want to hunt those guard-to-guard matchups. I think you want to get more of that pick and roll with the 5-man going downhill and also being on the second side as an offensive guy, coming off on some dribble handoffs, getting downhill, getting in that paint, being able to be active that way. You're not going to just line these guys up and being able to attack these guys one-on-one. That is a recipe for disaster against OKC. So I expect JJ and those guys to make some adjustments to make it a little easier for him.
4 straight games for the Lakers under 100 points. Very difficult to beat OKC if you can't get up there. And I think this Austin Reaves situation is just going to be difficult for him. You're playing the best defense in the league. You've been out for 4 or 5 weeks. Even if he makes 5 for 5, they still lose. They're 15-point dogs every night. So this is a tough situation for the Lakers. I thought they played well. They're just not as good as OKC.
Oklahoma City makes a living off of making really good scores look pretty average. It's not just AR. So
Yeah, and they tend to succeed at doing just that. All right, the Lakers and Thunder in our nightcap later. But in our first game, it's Jalen Durant and the Pistons looking for a 2-0 series lead against the Cavs. Tip-off is just ahead on Prime.
Running to the checker flag, running through the red light. 12 can't be good, they won't pull over till I...
Presented by FanDuel. Donovan Mitchell, he had 23 points in game one. How many will he have tonight, Dirk?
I'm going with 25 plus. They need a big game out of him and get going.
Okay, Duncan Robinson hitting 40% of his threes in the playoffs. What you got, Steve?
Got to be a priority for the Cavs, so I'm going to say only 2 tonight.
Okay, BG, Evan Mobley, he had 9 rebounds in the game one loss. How many boards?
He's got his hands full with these physical Detroit bigs. He's got to have at least 9 tonight.
Okay, UD, Cade, he had 23 points in game one, averaging 31 in the playoffs. What are you expecting?
Shot about 31% from the field last game. I assume that he'll shoot better tonight, so I'm going to go with 24.
Detroit basketball. Speaking of, Cade Cunningham. He led the team with 23 points and 7 assists in the game one win. But most importantly, he was just controlling the game, controlling the offense. How did he find success, PG?
You know, the issue is he kind of just did it by what he does best. And in the playoffs, you sort of want to take that away. And he's an unbelievable player, so you're not going to guard him with just one guy. But he was just able to get to his spots, and it felt like he didn't have much pressure. Right, the drop coverage that Cleveland's in allowed him to just come off the screen, and Dean Wade does a great job. They have some great defenders over there, but it's impossible to get through every screen. And Cade does such a good job of playing under control and just taking what the defense gives him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hell of an offensive basketball player, and when he has the ball, it's not one-on-one. It's not even 2-on-1. It is 5-on-1. All of these guys should be active. If you see right here now, you see Cade coming off right here. As you see, once he catches that ball right there, Evan Mobley should be stepping up to that elbow even a little bit further because he has Thompson. We're not worried about Thompson. Even if he cuts through, you have Donovan on that backside. Stay up there on that elbow and give him something to see. Maybe get a late contest. Just help Dean Wade out a little bit. Once again, he comes off right here. We look at it, he comes off. Donovan is sitting there in that corner. Shrink up a little bit. You can go up the line, on the line, and make that a more difficult shot, getting your hand in there, or once again, a late contest. Right here, we have James. He's in the right position. Just slide over a little bit. Guess what? If he makes that pass over there to Thompson, if he makes that pass in the corner, we won that defensive possession because we took the ball out of Cade Cunningham's hands. So let's take a look at something I would like to see. Cade needs to operate in traffic every time. He needs to operate in the crowd. So let's take a look. I'll be Mobley. Steve, I guess we'll let you be Cade.
Okay. Point guard, the point guard gets to play point guard every time.
Thank you.
Dirk, you can be Allen on the drop.
Okay.
So as he comes off, you're on the drop coverage. You can get back a little bit more because they're usually back a little bit more, but I actually like that. They don't need to be back as far. I think you could take maybe just a half a step up. That's Thompson right here. As I'm Mobley, I'm shrinking this elbow here. I don't care where he goes. I have Mitchell on that backside. He can talk to me. That pass has to be made there. Even if Mitchell switches and that's Duncan comes up and Thompson goes down, let Thompson go down. You take Duncan. I'll get back to Thompson. We'll figure that out. But the ball is a priority. He has to operate in the crowd every single time he has the ball, and you have to make it very tough on him. If he makes that pass, that is a win for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's sounds simple. Cade did a fantastic job, but I mean, you hit the nail on the head, UD. Use that length. I mean, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, they have so many guys that can plug gaps. And, you know, almost Orlando showed us the game plan, right? Use that length. Come off of Asar Thompson and make those guys pass the ball. It has to be anybody but Cade.
Especially how Detroit shoots the ball from the outside. That is not their strength. So you want to keep them out of the paint. You want to show boxes and elbows. You want to make it tough on Cade. You want to get the ball out of his hands. And you live with some of the three-point shooting. Besides Duncan Robinson, everybody else you can make shooter and shoot and you live with it.
I think they're going to have to really think about this deep drop. It's just too much on Dean Wade to try to handle big screen from Jalen Duren, get over, rear view contest. Cade's big. The size doesn't bother him. He can use his ball handling and didn't navigate this, get off clean. He's got the three, or he walks into these elbows areas. If they're not shrinking, that big's too deep for me. Yeah. If that big comes all the way up, and you've got Mobley cheating off of Thompson, now he's going to see more bodies. So obviously it's not necessarily what they've done, but it's something I think we should look out for because they may make that adjustment.
Yes.
The Cavs are allowing the third most points in the paint of any team this postseason and the most by any team in the second round. So I don't know. Maybe they saw you all's little demo.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, we are getting closer to tip-off Game 2 of the Cavs and Pistons in the Eastern Conference semifinals. But right now, let's send it on out to Detroit.
And welcome to the 3-1-3. We are in Detroit, Eastern Conference